Well, I was just going to say, I'm David. I'm Kiana's dad.
And I'm Angela, Kiana's mum.
So it's been a long journey, but we're turning the corner. I suppose some of the things that we've come up against are trying to get positive treatment for Kiana and get on the right way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it started probably about 18 months ago for Kiana. And it started when she took herself to A&E because she was feeling unwell. And I think we've had mixed experiences of A&E departments, because I guess that's where you go or you get sent when you're experiencing a crisis in your mental health. And I guess from my experience, nurses and doctors in A&E don't really know how to treat somebody who's going under a mental health crisis. You end up just sort of sitting in A&E for a long period of time without any support. And there don't seem to be many mental health professionals on site. There might be one person in the site liaison service, but it takes hours, we've experienced, for that person to come and see and assess the situation. So that's been difficult, hasn't it?
And I think also in the past, we've listened sort of like gospel to what someone sold us. And in hindsight, we realise that information isn't necessarily the right diagnosis, or going to a hospital and staying there for quite a long time, but not really much happening whilst in hospital. Maybe some juggling of medications and things like that. But and then returning home, and really after a few weeks, nothing's really happened or progressed. And that's always been a worry. And it's just this constant roundabout that we've been on, which I think fortunately we managed to get off cycle of hospital, meds, home, hospital, and so on. I think it's breaking that and getting on the right road to recovery.
I mean, considering the amount of people that are experiencing poor mental health, be it because of COVID or society these days, I think services are not in place to meet the needs of people that are, undergoing those crises. Definitely not. That's what we've experienced anyway. There's nobody there to sort of help you the time that you need it. If I was physically ill, I'd go to hospital, and I might wait a long time, especially now, but I would get treated by a doctor. Whereas if I was experiencing a mental health crisis, there wouldn't be many people there that are specifically trained to meet my mental health needs.
And prior to that, in crisis, I was often been told we'll phone the police. So the police are involved, and that's all rather traumatic, really. I don't think it's something that they want to deal with. It's something that we deal with. But the whole thing of having to liaise with the police and having police cars here or going off somewhere, I don't think that's the solution all round. I think we've talked about this. Something like a 24-hour CPN or something like that can come into action. Rather than the police. The police have got busy jobs to do, and I'm sure being tied up in a hospital doing this sort of thing, it doesn't seem the appropriate allocation of services to me.
Because, Kiana's been sectioned by the police, which means they have a duty to stay with her for 24 hours, and often they're sitting in A&E with Kiana, and in the A&E staff don't want to get involved because they're so busy. They're so busy already, they just use the police. So the police are sitting there with Kiana and nobody's getting any support. It's not helpful. So I'd love to meet the Minister for Mental Health and talk to her about how we should change services for everybody, because they're just not working at the moment.